Right now. Everything you got. Come out of everything.
Get the tank.
Take the ring off. Oh. Ring. Take the wall. Take the wall. Take the wall. Hanging over there. No, take the ring off. Take the ring off. Oh, just take his ring. Take the ring. Okay, nice.
You can't get it off? You can't get it off? Try to get it off.
Don't move.
Hurry up.
Shut up. Take the ring off.
Shalom, Israel. I want to start by giving all glory and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. And brother Juan for down to Florida from the camp properties of Babylon. Come on, another quick hit through the spirit power by YAHAWASHI. Lord wanted to edify and feed the sheep. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, teachable well. Peace and blessings to the brothers who push in this work in true sincerity to the scattered bride. And today's lesson, you can see, all right, these two thugs, enter into this man's home, beginning on the front, which would be like the porch of this man's home, and robbed him, all right, at gunpoint, man. Okay, they robbed him at gunpoint, and not only robbed him, but they tased him, man. All right, they said, these two thugs tased and robbed innocent man at gunpoint. And that's the days that, in the times that we're in, man. All right, showing you that we're in some evil times. All right, the days we're approaching, okay, are going to get worse and worse and worse. The spirits that's on these people now, and the spirit of robbery, are in the spirit of killing, in the spirit of stealing. Okay, all these spirits are going to amplify in the times of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, in the times of when food's not on the shelves anymore, or when it has a restriction, when the prices rise. Okay, you're going to see the love of many wax cold. Okay, we're going to see these things happen more and more in the coming times that we're in. All right, matter of fact, before I grab the scripture, I'm going to grab this scripture, and then we're going to go to the other one, love of many, right? And this ain't going to be too long. This is straight to the point. This is something I see it on, and I wanted to go into it. And it's on my spirit to go into it, man, because you have it where these, these people, man, they're coming to the state of rebelliousness. Okay, now this always been around, but it's going to be something you see on a daily. You're going to see a lot of people getting, taken for ransom, or people going to be in a state of, running and breaking into, housing. Okay, you're going to see it on a higher level due to the lack of resource, and due to the lack of, things to be provided, for the lack of better words, okay? And that's going to be falling back on what? Their oppressor, okay? Speaking to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American men, all right? Esau, Edom, man, he's going to stir shit up, all right? But this is the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. So in these times, as the scripture says, we have to walk circumspectly, because, you got a lot of people who are being a victim to these, hoodlums, okay, or being a victim to these criminals, okay. You got all these type of situations going on, whether it be Esau, rather it be the attorneys, rather it be it be Jake, rather it be anyone. You got all these criminals attacks going on, man. Okay, these things are going to continue to multiply. So the scripture says, what? We have to walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16 is the point, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Okay, so we've been given firm instructions to be very circumspect of surroundings, what's going on, right? Because the days are evil. Now we know that the Lord's going to protect us for these things, but as we see it getting worse and worse and worse, there's something that is required of us to do in times as things getting worse. You see, let me grab this, because as things get worse, these people are going to gravitate closer and closer to this like-minded spirit. All right, in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, starting at verse 12, getting the point. And because iniquity shall abound, iniquity, sin upon sin. You see, things gonna get much worse, much worse, much worse. That's what abound is gonna build. All right. It says the love of many shall wax cold. So it's gonna be so bad out here. The love of many is gonna wax cold. It's like you. Okay, meaning loved ones, family members, neighbors, cousins, aunties, uncles, all right, will be against each other in the times that we're about to come into, man. All right, we are already in these times where we're seeing, the things stir up. We're at the end of it, man. Okay, and it's getting worse and worse and worse day by day. All right, and it's gonna get so bad to where you're gonna be coming outside and seeing point blank killings, man. Point blank robberies. All right, and it's gonna be just on a worldwide spread. All hell gonna break loose, chaos. We're gonna see this on a worldwide scale, man. Okay, because this is what's gonna spew up from the evil works of Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man. He wants to bring order out of chaos, and to do that, he has to allow or shut down certain things so that can be put in place. All right, and I'm gonna grab this right here, because what the scripture says, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 14 verse 16. It says verse 14, it said, let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men, put off now the weak nature, which we have to do, man. We have to put away from worries about these things that, have no necessary benefits to the spirit, okay, or salvation, man. Okay. Verse 15, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee. For brothers that's fighting it, man, even little sincere sisters, we have to put aside those things, okay, that's heavy unto us. Or what the Lord said, whatever's a burden to us that we can, we gotta give it to the Lord. All right. I believe you see that in book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 22, if I'm not mistaken. It says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste to flee from these times. Why? Because look at that. Look at this man getting robbed. Okay, this man is, he's getting put at a gunpoint. Simply things can go left. And see the difference between having this truth, man, and not having it, is that the Lord is going to protect us from evils to happen like this. That's happening like this. The Lord's going to keep us from these evils, man. Okay, while you have it where you not having it, okay, and moving a carnal way, can lead to death. So having this truth, the Lord will deliver us from evil situations like that. The Lord says He saved from the time of affliction. All right, the Lord's not going to let no hand harm His men. If we get cast into prisons in certain situations like that, certain things the Lord's going to allow, certain things He's not going to allow. But in the end, the Lord's going to protect His men. All right, you hopeful elect brothers, man. All right, we hope to be the elect. All right, Shalaki, excuse my dog. Verse 16, for yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done thereafter. So, we're coming to a time where it's going to be a lot worse to come, man. So we have to, prepare our minds for what's about to really, come out the woodworks. And I say what the woodworks because, the Lord's going to make it more exaggerated, okay, than as it is said in the scriptures. It's going to be more expounded on. In real life, we're going to see these things it's going to be a lot worse. You see, in little words, it's going to be a lot worse, man. And so, it's simple as that being said, man. I'm going to grab one more scripture and close it out. Lord, one of you are edified. All right. Let's go to grab it. It's a book of 1 Timothy, I believe. 1 Timothy, starting off at verse it was 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." So perilous times, troubles, troubling times. Okay, bad things are gonna happen. Okay, so we are coming to times that will be at worse than any time ever. Okay, proceeding to Jeremiah 30:7. All right, like a time like never before. Jacob's trouble, man. So we're gonna be seeing a lot more of this on a higher and more in detail, in depth of sight, man. All right. So with that, Lord, when you're edified, I'm going to close it out by giving all glory and praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Once again, I'm the brother. I'm one from down Tempe, Florida, from the camp props at Babylon. Coming to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American men. Seek the Lord in truth and sincerity before these times come, man. It's about to get worse. All right. So next time, I say shalom.